Welcome to Negocios with BISILA BOKOKO, Negocios con BISILA BOKOKO, Business with BISILA BOKOKO. We see this in English and Spanish, all the languages. And I'm very happy to be here with Arick Davis, which is the founder of Last Mile Café. And I cannot wait to just have a great conversation about coffee with you.
Very,
Welcome.
thank you, thank you. I'm very excited. And do you like coffee?
I love coffee. I'm a coffee addict. So you're talking with the right person to sell coffee.
That's very exciting.
So tell me about you and how you realized your calling in life.
Yeah, so I was a nerd when I was growing up. I fell in love with like technology. Like I kind of had like an entrepreneurial bug too when I was growing up, but I was just like a nerd. I just loved just like using technology. And I thought I was gonna go to college, become an electrical engineer, like work for some big company. And like as I went along that path, I just really started realizing like there was more that I could do. Like I really wanted to be able to use like my ideas and like my passion to help people, not just, develop a product, that's just gonna like be on the shelves and stores. I really thought that I could use like my skill sets and my passion to really help make the world a better place. And really, it was just working for some of those bigger companies where I was starting to feel like it was almost like a pain like in my heart, like telling me like this is not where you should be.
That's incredible. And why the name Last My Cafe? Where did the name come from?
So this was actually the second name for the business. The first name was Equity Cafe, but we kind of like got in the weeds on that, and we just saw everything that was happening like in our society. This generation that's growing up now is like the first generation born into internet, right? Like you see
Yes.
what you and I have been able to figure out in like a short period of time, but these kids today, they're just born with all of this information and with all of this access. And I really saw Last Mile as like a representation of where our society was. Like we're at this very important point. The work is not done. We're making progress. I see one of the books behind you. I see many of the books behind you, talking about, society and like leaders trying to help make the world a better place. And I thought, similar to like a Mandela or similar to like an Obama, I wanted to create a business that was like an example or almost like a catalyst to help reimagine what the next step in our society would be, because, we're so close, yet there still needs to be work in the corporate sector and in the professional sector where people are setting good examples. So I view it as like, the last mile of like society and like the last mile of business, and us really trying to be an example of that through coffee.
Wow, that's wonderful. So inspiring. So how long are you in the business? And explain us a little bit about the business model.
Yeah, so we worked on it for about 2 years. We actually just like launched it. This is our fourth year. I mean, our fourth month in business. It feels like 4 years, but this is our fourth month on Last Mile Cafe, and really just trying to focus on growing it out. The business model right now is that we have like whole bean and ground coffee that people can purchase on our website. And the reason we started there was because it was a part of the business that I understood. If you go into like a store and you buy a bag of coffee, it really is just a transaction. Like you buy it, you take it home, good luck with your coffee. And we really thought we could go another step beyond to help people have that better experience wherever they are. So we hope to deliver that in like a cafe, later this year. But we really saw an opportunity where, in people's homes, we could just help them with that. So the first thing we do actually is we have these donations. We donate 10% of all of our revenue to charity, and we put it right on our bag. So we let people pick that at checkout. And we just thought that was an easy thing to do. Rather than saying we're going to donate some money later, we're giving people a choice right at checkout. And the other thing that you won't be able to see is there's like a text number on the back where people can actually text me. Right. Oh. So now we're adding like that personal aspect to it where, again, you're not just buying a product off of a shelf. Like you can text me, you can say, hey, I like the bag, or like, hey, like this part, I think could taste better. And I can actually help people like brew their coffee at home. And again, what we're trying to really bring in is that that person aspect into the coffee experience versus just like a transaction. Because I know you said you're a coffee drinker too, so I'm sure we both had that experience where it seems like we're just giving over money and we're just getting like a cup back. And I think there's an opportunity to really create an experience and a relationship with people, through coffee.
So basically, you are reimagining all we know about coffee, right?
Yeah. And I think that, a lot, so I'm in the United States here, and I feel like, we see like, oh, this coffee's from Brazil, or this coffee's from Colombia, or this coffee's from Ethiopia, but we never really see like the full process. Like we don't really know all of the work and the labor and people's like lives that go into, this thing we just sip into our cup. And I think that all businesses are like that, right? Like coffee was my passion, so this is where I started. But whatever, whether you're looking at your shoes or your clothes, or even like the laptops that we're on, all of these things are just designed and created by people. And that's really what I'm trying to do with our business, is deliver a great product. It's super delicious coffee. Like whenever you try it, I know you're going to love it because it is simply a delicious coffee. But we didn't stop there. We're doing like fully compostable materials. We have like this amazing customer service, but we're also just trying to be fully transparent and just help people really understand, the full width that these are just people here. And I think, when you talk about reimagining, I think we're not even reimagining, we're just revealing the truth and trying to make it simple for people to digest and enjoy.
What do you think about this new revolution about coffee? Is this a trend, or what is this with coffee? Because everywhere there is more and more coffee shops also all over the place. And the culture of coffee, I just came yesterday from Spain and been 1 month in Europe, and the coffee culture in Europe, as you know, is incredible. So I would like to know, what is your vision, right? Because we are now in the United States, and what is this thing with the revolution about coffee here?
Well, coffee has been here like forever, right? And as far as like you and I are, like, coffee has always been here. And we've just like continued to find different ways to drink it, right? Like it used to just be like, they would grind up the beans and like boil it by a fire. And, we've evolved to like our macchiatos and like whatever else. But, as far as it being a trend, I think coffee is going to be around, as long as you and I are here. I think, how we drink it and how we engage with it, is what's changing. So, if there's a trend, I think it's the trend that we've always followed, which is, convenience, right?
Absolutely. And it tastes great. It tastes great. It's pleasurable.
Exactly. So, coffee, I don't think is a trend. I think, society and like, all of these big coffee shops, I think we're just going to transition towards convenience. And like I said, like people dealing and talking with people and not just, being treated like a number. So if there's a trend, like I'm sure you notice, like there's smaller coffee shops where a lot of people will go and spend their time. And why do they do that? Because they feel like they're actually like part of a community or part of that space, and not just like a customer to this big company that they don't understand. So if there is a trend here, I think it's us being like more personable with how we consume our coffee. But coffee was here long before us, and coffee's going to be here long after us.
Definitely. What challenges and opportunities have you seen in your business?
Yeah, so like I've really felt like fortunate and just like blessed these first 4 months, because this is my third business, and I just have like a really strong community of like business people around me. So like the first few months has really been, launching the website, which is in my wheelhouse, like sourcing our coffee, which I had relationships to do. So the opportunities now are really just building that community, like, really trying to put the customer relationship over, just selling. And the opportunity there is just to really be present and like enjoy the experiences that we're having with our customer and reach our brand out. We are online, like our website is lastmile.cafe. Like anyone in the US can order our coffee. We have a big cluster of people like here in Grand Rapids that love our Grand Rapids, Michigan, that loves our coffee. And I think the opportunity is just to like keep scaling that experience and not lose that personal touch. It might not always be me, able to text everyone back a year from now or 2 years from now. But, if someone goes and they buy a bag of coffee and they text that number, like they're texting me. And I'm excited to grow that opportunity out. And then, hopefully we'll be opening our own cafe, later this year, early next year, where people can come in and actually have that cafe experience with us and just be blown away by that interpersonal connection.
Well, amazed me also the fact that you open up a new business in a situation economically in this country that we all aware of with the pandemic. But what is the outlook that you have for this year? Because you've been 4 months in the business, and what is the outlook till the end of the year for you?
Yeah, I think we're just going to keep growing. We've been growing. Like I said, like our customers are having good experience and more people are coming back. Even when we open our cafe, there's no secrets, like we really want to do like a delivery, convenience focused model for people. So like, I feel fortunate, like to me, like my family was blessed during the pandemic. Like we're all a bit of introverts and a bit of like digital natives. So we were just happy to kind of spend time with each other. And I think, with this being, a digital focused business, with this being a people focused business, we're only set up to grow, like regardless of what else happens. Like, I'm focused on this relationship with you and this relationship with the people that come into our cafe, or if they get their coffee delivered to them. So like I said, I think, there obviously is a lot of bad, there obviously is a lot of pain that's happened over the last year, but with us, we're really focused on connecting with those people. And whether there's a pandemic or anything else, people still need their coffee.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you. And just to conclude, can you give us a tip about how to brew good coffee? Give us a tip to all the audience here in Spain.
All right. I'm going to go with the French press because it's the easiest way. The French press is just like, a small little pot. I don't have one with me, but like the simplest way, regardless of where you are in the country, where you are in the world, you don't need anything fancy. You get a French press, you put your ground coffee in there, put a little bit of boiling water in there, give it a little swirl, let it sit for about 30 seconds, fill it up about the rest of the way, and just like enjoy it. The big thing is like, you don't need to put a lot of coffee in. You don't need to get fancy. You can keep it simple. And if that was too quick, you can go to our website and send me a message and I can like really walk you through how to do it. But to me, the French press, simplest, most enjoyable way to drink coffee around the world.
Thank you, Arick. For sure, I'm going to be texting you. I'm going to try your coffee and I'm going to tell our audience how it tastes. Okay? So thank you so much for being here with us. It's always great to speak about business, and business with coffee is even better.
This has been so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you.